and donate it. So please share what you can. If you have things at home, if your parents can afford to go buy some more non-perishable food, please, please, please bring it in. Don't forget, along with the non-perishable food, you probably want to bring in some recycled materials like cardboard or things like that to build your structure out of, especially if you don't have lots of food to build with. Now, before you're going to be allowed to build anything, you must show your completed drawings to your teacher and get approval. Only then will they give you materials to build out of. So make sure you figure out how you're going to incorporate the cans and have a good idea of who's going to do what and how you're going to build it. In your class bucket, you'll get the following materials to build with. You'll get blue painter's tape, which could go on the labels. You'll get duct tape, which cannot, and some popsicle sticks. And then you can also use school supplies out of the storeroom. But again, you can only use small amounts of those school supplies. There are several rules to make sure that you're following, but the most important one by far is that you cannot damage any of the non-perishable food in the building of the structure. At the end, you have to be able to take your structure apart and make sure that all of the food that was in your structure can be donated. Here's the other rules really quickly. Your structure must be approved by your teacher. We talked about you can't damage the labeling. It can only be out of non-perishable food and then recycled materials. You can use small amounts of regular school supplies, and while your families are encouraged to buy food if they can afford it to donate to the food drive, since this is a food drive after all, you can't buy any non-food items like cardboard or things like that. You just have to find them around the house to bring in to build with. If you need to connect the cans, you can go ahead and use some of the blue tape like this to connect them, because this is painter's tape and it's designed to be able to come off without pulling off paint, and it should not pull off the labels if you are very careful. If you're using duct tape, you can see, like I did with this set, you cannot attach the duct tape, which is this tape, to the can's labels themselves, because the duct tape will often pull the label off of the can so that we then couldn't donate it. You may go ahead and use duct tape to attach the cans, but you'd have to do it metal to metal where there's no way it's going to damage the cans and damage that food item so that it couldn't be donated. Okay, so if you need to connect some cans vertically and have some structural rigidity to it, rather than just trying to put tape like this, which may or may not hold them, what you may want to do is think about using some of the coffee stir sticks, and if you put those vertically, and again, if you're going to use tape here, it would have to be blue tape, because duct tape would take the labels off, but you could add a couple and maybe a piece of blue tape down here at the bottom to help make it more rigid. So that's an idea to help you build. Okay, here's one last tip. Another thing you can do is if you want to connect a number of cans together but you don't want to get the duct tape on there, because again you can't, you'd have to use blue tape, is you can go ahead and use paper or something else on the outside to wrap it up or make a pocket somehow, because now that I don't have to worry about the labels, I can go ahead and use the duct tape to go ahead and attach that, because it's not going to take the labels off when I go ahead and open this up when I'm done with my structure. Please make sure with all the materials you only use what you need.